guys, welcome or welcome back. It's Buttercup here, and today I'm doing a video I've been requested to do for a while now, and that is a binder flip through. Now I have been collecting Pokemon cards ever since I was a little girl. I have a lot of cards from when I was a kid. Now this binder is pretty big and it's kind of hard to film. As you can see, I'm kind of having some issues with some glare over here, but I'm actually going to be moving the camera in a second and setting up in a different spot where we're going to have a bit of a better look at all of the cards. Just a forewarning, this is going to be a very chatty and rambly kind of video, so for those of you who don't like that kind of thing, this is going to be a long one, so I apologize in advance. There's a lot I have to say, there's a lot of cards to go over. I don't know if I'll talk about each individual one, but I will flip through and kind of tell any cool stories I might have to share about any of them. So let's go ahead and so I've moved somewhere else, but as you can see, this is a very hefty binder. I used to actually have a lot of the Ultra Pro Pokemon special versions for my binders, and I just had all of them filled up, and I kind of decided after a while that I sort of just wanted one place where I would keep all of my cards, and this is what I decided to go with. It's an Ultra Pro Mew binder, and then I just buy all of the sleeves. I just bought them in bulk. I bought like 100 pack of these like 9-piece sleeves, and they all have like the little Ultra Pro thing on them. I just like them because they're a bit more stable. When I was a kid, I used to get like the 25-cent sleeves you get from like the news agency. Yeah, this works for now. And this is the first page. Now you have to excuse me because this is a little strange to record. I've tried to record this video twice, like fully recorded it, and both times I had issues with particularly like the actual view. So this is like the best I've gotten it, so hopefully this is okay. Opening up on the first page, you'll see I actually do have a couple little empty spots. This first page was actually just me putting a bunch of cards that I really liked here. I noticed a lot of Sylveon and some more recent cards from my recent Pokemon card openings. So I actually have a video where I pulled this Evolving Skies. It's the Japanese Evolving Skies Sylveon. This was my chase card from that set. I really love it. I used to have it in a frame, but I decided to put it in a binder because I was scared of it getting sun damaged. I pulled these two Iono cards not that long ago, so that's in a video, which is really cool. I love this Mew. This Mew is one of my favorite cards from its set. I believe it's from Crown Zenith, and it is beautiful. Now, if I talk about any of these cards and I get the set names wrong, I apologize. I'll try to correct them where I can, but this is just me rambling, and there's going to be a lot of rambling because there's a lot of cards. Also, it's Valerie and Sylveon. Got this from Japan. Very cute card. Love Sylveon, love Valerie, deserves to be on the front page. There's a lot of cards that deserve to be on the front page, but these are what are there right now. Okay, I've had to change the lighting up because it's really hard to see all these cards, especially a lot on this side because they're so like light. But this is a lot of my cute Pokegirl cards that I have on this page. You guys may or may not know this, but Lily and Iono are my favorite Pokegirls. I love them very much. They're so cute. And I have a lot of their cards. Who would have thought, right? A lot of them, like over the side in particular, like the Lusamine, the Cynthia, the Lana, Katie, this Erica's Invitation I pulled in a video. This Ultra Prism Lily is actually one of my favorite cards I've ever pulled. I remember around the time Ultra Prism came out, it was one of my favorite sets ever because I had so many great trainer cards, and I remember buying a few Ultra Prism booster boxes, and I pulled that Lily and it was just the best thing ever. So a lot of these cards I have pulled on my own, but there are a few here that I have like purchased as singles. I was never able to pull this Iono, so I actually got it from a card shop, which was pretty cool. I traveled like to a different town and they had it, and for a pretty good deal, so I snagged it. And we have a little Licia as well. This is really cool. This is from Japan. I got this when it first came out. I got this online for actually a really good price, like first when it released, so I'm really happy I got it for that price and not the price that some of these cards go for now, because I wouldn't buy them for the price they go for now. Like, I love them, but they're very expensive. And then obviously a lot of these really cool trainer gallery cards. We have like Melanie. I love this Dedenne. Serena's another great Pokegirl, and these two little Cosmog and Lily cards actually come from a box that was available only in Japan. I did purchase it actually a couple years ago. I still have the box, I have the sleeves, I have everything from it, but I did decide to put the promos in here because I feel like they fit really well with all of the other like Lily cards. Once again, I do apologize if this is a little out of focus. It's so hard to record this video with like the setup I have, and I've tried so many setups and just this is the best I've been able to get it, so I apologize if it's not perfect. Now this second page is kind of like an amalgamation of a lot of card arts that I really love, including trainer cards, trainer gallery cards, just really pretty artworks. You guys will see I have some more Crown Zenith cards, I have some Radiant Collection cards. Really love this Reshiram. This Manaphy is super cute. This Manaphy is adorable. We have Perrin, which I actually pulled from a box that a friend gifted me, which was really, really cool. And just a lot of cards that I really like the art of. This Diancie and Emolga as well. Like, it's so hard because there is like a little bit of an organization theme to this binder, but the start is a lot of just cards I like really, really, really love. And then there's more of a theme as we go on. I also do feel like it's worth noting that not every Pokemon card I own is in this binder. These are like my favorite cards ever. I have a few ETB boxes, old ones that are filled with a bunch of bulk, if you will. So like a lot of old commons, uncommons, rares and stuff like that from when I was a kid up until now. So they're just tucked away because I would have to probably have like several more binders to fit all of those. And these are the cards that I always like want to look at whenever I pull them out. So that's why they're in here. Now this is my Alcremie / Alolan Vulpix / Alolan Ninetails shrine. Yeah. I also do a Rapidash card because I felt like it fit in really well with these pages. I have a shiny Vulpix, I have a Japanese shiny Alolan Ninetails, oh sorry, the Alolan Vulpix, I don't know if I said that, shiny Galarian Ponyta. I kind of have them going in a line there because that's like the best way to organize it, I guess. And just a bunch of really, really cute cards that I love. I have an obsession with Alcremie. You guys know I love dessert and cute themed Pokemon, so I have a lot of Alcremie cards. I have like an English and a Japanese of like the VMAX and the rainbow. I don't know why, I really like the art, so they are all here. This is a really fun page for me to look at. It's got some of my favorite Pokemon, and when I made my binder, I just wanted it to be an experience that when I went through looking at it, I was like given joy with each page. So yeah. More Alcremie, more Hatterene, and now finally some Eeveelutions, because of course I had Eeveelutions. You'll see that there's some Eeveelution stuff sprinkled in different places, but this is just some of the stuff I've got going on. Once again, more Galarian Pokemon because Alcremie and Hatterene, how could I not love them? And then we get into some Eeveelution stuff. This Glaceon right here is a holo, and it is one of my favorite cards I have. It's one of my favorite cards I own. I got this when I was younger, I was a kid, and it was when Gen 4 was like popping, you know, because I was sentient at this time, and I really loved Diamond and Pearl a lot. Like a lot of people say it, and I obviously have that bug for it because of nostalgia. This card of Glaceon made me fall in love with Glaceon. It is beautiful. I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Glaceon. Also, this Eevee! I actually pulled this from the box my friend gifted me where I got Perrin. I was so happy because I didn't want to buy it as a single, and I actually got it. That was probably like the best booster box I've ever opened of an English set, aside from the Ultra Prism one with Lily. It was crazy. More Eeveelutions. Who would have thought, right? Obviously, we've got a mix of like GXs, EXs, VMAXs, a bunch of different eras. I have some pages too that are spare because it's like I know I'm going to put more cards there, so I do that. Obviously, rather than just inserting a bunch of like empty pages, this is what I decided to do instead. Leave, if there's blank spaces, space for more cards to go in. And then if I fill it up, I'll just add in a new sleeve as I need to, just to keep the binder not super chunky because it already is really, really thick. Shout out to these Leafeon and Glaceon GXs. They're from Ultra Prism. I used to have so many of these and I sold a bunch of them, but I kept two because of course I had to. I was downsizing my collection actually not too long ago. Last year I sold a lot of my cards, a lot of big cards that like were cool but just not really like the biggest thing ever for me to collect. Now I'm like back on the I'm not selling cards, I'm collecting them, just because I was at a tricky point financially, but I'm in a much better place now. And a lot of these cards you're seeing right now are cards I could never bring myself to part with. Like I'm so sentimentally attached to them. Speaking of sentimentally attached, we have Sylveon. Sylveon, Skitty, and Alolan Vulpix are my three favorite Pokemon of all time, and I think Sylveon gets the best Pokemon cards out of those three. I have to say it. There are some gorgeous Sylveon cards. I have some promos in here. I have this Sylveon is actually from a Sylveon and Noivern deck bundle I got. I literally got it just because I wanted this Sylveon. This was when I was a teenager, I think. Maybe I was in my 20s. I don't know. I think I was a teenager there. But very, very cool. Some of you guys might have this. The Celebration Sylveon. I chose Sylveon over Charizard because Sylveon is way cooler in my opinion. I have a bunch, and I have even more of these Japanese tag team Sylveon and Gardevoir cards. I got a bundle of them for a really good price. I think I got all of them, and they're real for like, I have no fake cards. I feel like I should say that now. I have no fake cards, but I got like a bundle of these of like 7 of them for like $10 like a couple years ago, and I was like, I'm happy to have 7 of them. So I keep them all displayed in different places, but yeah, I've got a few of them on this page. Of course, I have my full out GX Sylveon, my Rainbow Red GX Sylveon, which I pulled, and I have this Japanese shiny Sylveon, which I did not pull, but I did purchase separately because I could not pull that card no matter how hard I tried. I love Hidden Fates. It's one of my favorite sets ever, but my luck for Hidden Fates is horrible. If you guys go back on my channel, one of my first ever Pokemon openings, I'm opening Hidden Fates, and I love that set so much. I get good baby shinies, but full arts could be better, could be better. Speaking of shinies, here we're getting into some of my other shiny Pokemon cards. Obviously you can see that some of them are like in different locations, like my Sylveon and my Vulpix, Ninetails and all that. But here are some of my other ones, and I have so many. I feel like I'm so blessed. I feel like I've got really good luck with a lot of these. A really sentimental story to me that's special is this 𝒔𝒉𝒊𝒏𝒚 is a card I bring up a lot, especially in streams when I talk about like one of the main things that really like locked me in with shiny hunting. I actually had this tradition for my birthday where on my birthday I always go and get Pokemon cards. It's like a tradition I've always had ever since I was a little kid. I'd spend my birthday money on getting Pokemon cards, and I believe this is from Stormfront. And I remember I bought a bunch of Pokemon cards. I was really excited. I opened them in the car because I couldn't wait to get home, and I saw this 𝒔𝒉𝒊𝒏𝒚 and I was like, that is not the normal color of 𝒔𝒉𝒊𝒏𝒚, but this is like a real pack. I was in primary school, and I held this card in my hands the whole car drive home. I don't know why I'm getting emotional talking about this, but I love that card, and it reminds me of the good parts of my childhood, and I will always love this card. I will never sell it. This card is staying with me till I go into the ground. I love this card. Well, I guess maybe not literally, but I love this card, and you know, I would say it plays a pretty big part in my shiny hunting story. I love it very much. I also have some other really cool cards here. I pulled this 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. I don't know how I got lucky enough to pull that, but I did. I have this gorgeous Japanese shiny 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 card. I tried to purchase this a few times because I was never able to get it on my own. And I dealt with... This card was probably the hardest for me to get a hold of. I dealt with like 3 sellers before I finally got this actual card. So I'm just glad I have it now. And also, this shiny Arceus. I treasure this card. I opened a lot of this set, and that was the only shining card I got, so... Thank you. Arceus was nice to me, at least. Maybe not in shiny hunting form, but in card opening form, yes. Also, this Mew I opened in a video, which I've posted a short of, so that's fun. You thought that was it for shiny Pokemon? Well, you would be wrong. I have even more baby shiny Pokemon, is what these are called, I believe. It's funny because some of them are like, you have the shiny Arceus, which is called shiny Arceus, and then you have like Radiant, and then you just have like some that are just regular. So it's interesting how they've kind of changed that over time, but these are more baby shiny Pokemon. Have this gorgeous Pokemon Go Venusaur. I really like that. 𝒂𝒂💏. I like that Froakie, actually. For me, not really liking frog Pokemon, this Froakie card is really nice. I say that, but I love Bellibolt and I love Politoed, so don't listen to me. Gosh, I know this is going to be a long one because I'm barely in and it's already... I don't want to tell you guys how long it's been on my end because I'll edit it down, but lots of yapping. Here is like the final section of my shiny cards for now. I have a full out Lucario. I have these promo cards from the boxes of Crown Zenith, I believe it is, for Zacian and Zamazenta. Of course, I had to include this Azumarill because how could I not? It's the cutest thing ever. We have a shiny Charizard, and yeah, that's... I mean, I've got obviously more than that, but I feel like if I go list every single card, I'll be here forever. But I guess if you click this video and you know me, you know I like to yap. Okay, this area is pretty fun. This area of my binder is pretty fun. Now, I will say I had a lot more Pikachu special cards. I actually had a few cosplay Pikachus, but I did sell them when I was going through that period of time where I was downsizing my collection and I had to sell some cards. I did have a Poncho Charizard Pikachu and a Rowlet one, and I had to sell them both, which was very sad, but it was needed at the time. But there were a lot of cards that did survive, which is awesome. I have all of the Pokemon I Choose You promo cards. I also did actually get this. I pulled this Red Pikachu, which I really like. Of course, a bunch of promos. This one from 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 is so cute. I actually picked this up as a single for like $4 from a TCG store, and I'm so glad I did because I love it. I love the art. You guessed it, even more Pikachu cards. I'm having to change how I sit so many times in this video because I'm kind of standing and squatting and pointing and doing all of that. So I love a lot of these cards. You can see I've got a lot of like my old ones. I've got McDonald's cards. I've got promo cards here. A lot of them. Over here though are some of my favorites, particularly one, this birthday Pikachu. I actually had 2 of them, but I did sell one of them. But this one will stay with me forever. I love this art. Something about it is so nostalgic to me that I can't get rid of it. I love this card. It'll always stay in my collection no matter what. It is gorgeous. I also do have a 20th anniversary Pikachu promo, and this is a really cool set that actually came from Japan. It's got it's from the season of Alola. but it's got Jesse James Meowth in the back fighting with their Mimikyu against Ash's Pikachu, which is really, really cool. I really like the storytelling in these cards. I don't see these cards too often. I like them a lot. Okay, here we go. Now getting into like where there's a bit more organization. I mean, I guess the Pikachus were kind of organized in the shiny cards, but this is like trainer gallery, full art kind of things. You guys will see in my recent videos, I just pulled these three, so these have been added in here. But these are like trainer gallery cards that I've pulled. I don't know what you would call cards like this. I don't know if they're trainer gallery, I guess not. I don't know all the terms for all these. I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. My love for passion is not, but my brain is. So, you know, a lot of cards I really love are in this section. I love this Absol. This Lapras. I mean, that Lapras is so beautiful. How could you not love it? Hisuian and Arcanine, like, just so many nice cards, so many beautiful arts. It's cards like these cards that make me think, like, these aren't just trading cards, like, these are pieces of art, and I treasure them. And I've talked about this a little bit, but I don't actually play the TCG. I've tried when I was younger, but I was never really that great at it, and I guess for me, I probably am the kind of person who would enjoy watching it more than playing, and definitely a collector at heart. I am a collector through and through. So these are all for me just to have and look at, but we have even more gorgeous cards. I love this Deoxys. This Garbodor is actually really nice. Of course, this Growlithe card steals my heart. Oh, I love it. I guess you could count this shiny Pawmi as a shiny card, same with the Palafin and that, but I thought they fit better in this section. Over here, this Gallade is so nice. And the Lumineon. Lumineon is really, really cool. Big fan of that card too. I mean, all these cards I love. Like, any card that's like a full art with a story and a trainer especially, like, it just melts me. Speaking of which, this Melodic Zoroark, oh my gosh, beautiful cards, beautiful, beautiful cards. I want to cry when I look at them because the art is so pretty. It's so weird because I always liked, obviously, the old look of the Pokemon cards. I thought the art was already really great, but it's like sometimes I see cards now and I'm just like, that belongs in a frame, you know? So we've got this gorgeous Blaziken with May, of course, another Pokegirl card, Dredigon, Malamar, Duskull. Lots of really nice artworks here. Once again, I mean, I'm a big fan. And then getting on to something a little different, I guess. Here I kind of have like my rainbow rares and my trainers. Now, this section used to have a lot more cards. You'll remember as well, I do have some other rainbows that are sprinkled in other areas. I used to have a lot of rainbow cards, but I did sell a lot of them. But these are the ones that I still have. I have my Palkia, Golisopod, and Oricorio. As I said, I'm no longer selling Pokemon cards, like I'm not in a position where I need to do that anymore, so I'm able to keep them. And there are some cards that, whenever I sell a card, I always think, you know, am I okay with never having this card again? And that's kind of how I, you know, I go about it. I always think like maybe in the future I could pick them back up, but with the nature of Pokemon cards, I generally tend to not sell things unless I'm like, I absolutely need to. And so it's nice to be like, okay, I don't have to think about that anymore. But we have some more trainer cards. I really love Jacques, Luca, and this Professor Sycamore. I was actually gifted this Professor Sycamore from a friend, and I love it so much because Professor Sycamore might be my favorite professor. Very cool. Obviously, Luca is a go. Who doesn't love Luca? And if you opened Hidden Fates, you know about this Pokemon Breeder card. I used to have a lot more of these. I was like, oh, okay, instead of giving me a full art shiny, I'm just gonna get this trainer. And don't get me wrong, it's a cute card, but when I was opening Hidden Fates, I was going for those big Pokemon pulls. But either way, very cool. I love trainer cards. Who doesn't? And this Piers also I opened in a video. I got like 2 in that opening, which was kind of crazy. I also did get a Charizard, but I ended up giving that Charizard to somebody who actually was like really into Charizard, and I was like, you know what? You can have it. Okay, and now moving on to my gold cards. Once again, I've downsized this section a lot, but these are all the ones that I have now, and I'm really happy with what I have. I have, you know, I have like your trainer gold cards with like your Rotom decks. We have some new ones like your EX Iron Leaves. I really love the Meowscarada and the Zapdos. I think that they look really, really good. And the Shimpao, to be honest. And then getting onto the other side, I believe that this is just one, and then the rest behind it are all my GXs, but let me flip that over. Yeah, it is. Here are all my GXs. I opened a lot of cards during the Sun and Moon era. It was kind of my resurgence back into the TCG, to be completely honest. Like, there'd be times with Pokemon where I would slow down with collecting. I've kind of even done that recently and sort of gotten back into it again. But the timeline with Alola, I opened a lot of packs and cards. There were so many sets in Gen 7 that I really loved. And you'll see that throughout this section. This Tapu Lele, if you guys were in the TCG, do you remember when this was like an $80 card? A GX. Crazy. It was super playable. But I just wanted it because it's my favorite Tapu. But I pulled that one, thankfully, so I didn't have to pay $80 for it. I had to pay however much it was to get all the booster boxes. Here we have also more GXs, more GX full arts over here. Some Japanese ones as well from some openings I've done with some Japanese boosters. Here we have more GXs, and then going into some of our EXs here, which is also, you know, a little bit of a throwback. Some of these are older, some of these, I don't think these are promos. There might be some promos that have snuck their way in, but I do actually have a promo section, which we'll get to soon. Oh my gosh, okay. I've been wanting to share this story for so long. This Entei EX was the first full art I ever opened. I was a kid at a grocery store. The grocery store is actually closed now. I used my pocket money, I saved it up, and I bought a pack, and this was in it, and I was like, it was the same thing as Drifloon, where I thought this has to be a real thing, because I wasn't online. I was too young to be online, and I don't think Pokemon card openings were even that big on YouTube at the time, because I was very little. I think I would have been, gosh, I would have been so young. And we're going back over a decade now, so you're really pushing my memory. Really, really love that card. It's another card that just means so much to me, and I can never see myself getting rid of. I also have some breaks. I never really got really lucky with opening a lot of breaks, like, and pulling them, so I like the ones I got, especially my Xerneas, that's my favorite. Also now going into some Vs and VMAXs, V-Stars, and I've randomly just got 2 of my Charizard cards here because why not? I really like this one. This is probably my favorite Charizard card they've ever printed. It's really, really cute. Once again, even more Vs and V-Stars. I had a problem, you know. There's a lot of really good, really nice cards in here. I really love the full arts of this era because I feel like a lot of them are really, really colorful, which obviously I'm a big fan of. I think they look very vibrant, and in a binder they just pop, so big fan. Really love this Lumineon. The Delphox, super nice. And then we have some of these like V-Star cards, and then a little Conqueror Pokemon Go card because yes. Even more VMAXs, and also going into EXs again. I really like this Tyranitar EX. This is a really nice card. Tyranitar is my brother's favorite Pokemon. I'll always have a special spot for that Pokemon because of that. Also, really like this Pikachu card. I pulled that not that long ago, but it's really nice. And even more EXs, and going into Vs again. Like I said, there's a lot of EXs, Vs, that kind of thing. Just random cards that I like the art of, that I would consider them to be some pretty big pulls, so I kind of have them all consolidated in this area, including some of my more recent ones like my own Eeveelution, Zacian, and then onto the other side. We're finally getting into the promo cards. I feel like I have a pretty cool collection of promo cards because pretty much all of them I've picked up along the way on my own. So from like boxes, from going to in-store and making purchases, and just like random things like that. So I know this Halloween one isn't a promo, but I did put it in here because it has the stamp, which I think is really, really cool. You've got some of like, these are like from your boxes from Sword and Shield, and then over here we've got some ETB promos. We've got like our little blister pack promos there with a lot of the Eeveelutions, which are super, super nice. I really like that Espeon. And then here are some, I feel like these are really interesting to me to look at. I have some Pokemon movie promos. I have Electabuzz and Mewtwo. I never got the full set, but I've always had those two since I was a kid. We've got some EV Games, which is like, I guess, GameStop in Australia is EV Games. So I got a lot of stamped promos from there. Same with the legendary Pokemon stamp, it's kind of the same thing. Glameow is a really interesting promo. I really like that. Dusknoir. I've got my Heatran and Regigigas X. I believe these came from tins, and I actually got Regigigas and my brother chose Heatran, and then he didn't really stick with Pokemon, so he's like, you can just have whatever Pokemon cards I have, and that was one of the ones he had. That one's really scratched, but I still love it, and I will keep it there because I think it's cool. And also 20th anniversary Meowth. That is the counterpart to the Pikachu 20th anniversary card. More promos! I actually do also have one other little set from Japan that is a 4-pack of promo cards from Alola. I'll have to see if I can find it and take a picture of it, include it in this video, but it's actually really cool, and I've kept them all sealed because I think it looks really nice that way. I really love this Delta Species throwback Mimikyu. I mean, that was one of my favorite eras in Pokemon card, was Delta Species. I thought it was so, so cool. Very cool art too. Like, Mimikyu is just a great Pokemon, so great choice there. And this lineup here of Dialga, Darkrai, and Palkia takes me back to being a kid and playing Pokemon Pearl on my DS Lite. Like, it's just crazy. I was always a bigger fan of Palkia growing up because, I don't know, I guess it was a pink, I don't know, I guess the pink sold me, but I always did like Dialga because of Explorers of Time, Mystery Dungeon. The Mystery Dungeon games are some of my favorite Pokemon games. They are, well, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time is my favorite Pokemon game. And, you know, those two Pokemon play a pretty big role in that franchise, so they'll always be very special to me. Same with Darkrai, it's from that era. Darkrai has an awesome Pokemon movie, so these cards inspire a lot of happiness in me. Woo! More promos and McDonald's cards as well now. So you've got a couple more promos here, some more EV Games promos, just random stuff, bits and pieces, ETB cards, kind of cool. And then I have some of my Pokemon promo cards. I guess they're not technically promos, but they're stamped, which is kind of fun. And I don't have all the holos, but I didn't need all the holos. I just am fortunate I was able to complete the basic set of this, which, you know, who can be mad at that? I love it. So, you know, to some people this might be like whatever, but I think this is kind of cool. I would love to have all of the McDonald's sets just because I think it looks cool and it's very nostalgic. I wish I could find the old Pokemon cards I had from when I was a kid, but I had some of the toys, like there was a little Pikachu, Lucario, and plus some random like shooters. I've talked about this before, but if I can find pictures of them, I used to have those and I love them so much. Here I have some more Pokemon McDonald's cards. These are all from like a later release, so those were really, really cool. I actually had a friend who worked at McDonald's and was able to get me these, so I'm so thankful. So thank you very much. You know who you are. I appreciate you very, very much. Here we have some of my Detective Pikachu cards. I didn't open too much of this set, but I kept all the ones that I did. And then here is this is where it's kind of random. These are just card arts that I collected that I really enjoyed. You can see I have Plusle and Minun cards. The top ones there are like my absolute favorite. The rainbow with the heart and stars. I think they're just so cute. I love matching cards. Some of these cards in here too are older cards that I had from when I was a kid, like this little bundle here of Marie the Emperors. Pretty much this whole side is all from like when I was a kid. Every time I see like this art and this art and this art, I feel very nostalgic. Even this one, to be totally honest. It just reminds me of like growing up and playing Pearl, Mystery Dungeon, Ranger, Battle Revolution on the Wii. Oh my gosh. But yeah, lots of cool older cards here. Speaking of which, this is my notorious creased Omanyte card that I always talk about. I got this from a bundle from a market. They had a stack of Pokemon cards for like, I think it was $2 or 40 cents, I can't remember. And they had a rubber band around them. And I remember seeing that Omanyte in there, and even though it was creased, I loved that card and I begged my mom to get it for me and she did, and it was awesome. This Seaking, so you can see I've got some older cards from when I was like really young. Not a lot of them, but some. This actually was one I traded with my neighbor because I really wanted Seaking, because if you guys don't know the lore of me becoming a shiny hunter, the first ever shiny Pokemon I ever found was in my neighbor's friend's copy of Sapphire, and it was a random Goldeen. I still have it. I did evolve it to a Seaking, but I really wanted the Seaking and she had the card, so I traded her I think a Moltres for it because she really liked fire types, and I'm just really glad I have this because I love this art very much. And I still have it. We have some Dragon Frontiers Delta Species. This is not all my old cards, but just some that I thought were really, really cool. I have my little Team Galactic Palkia because nostalgia. Oh my gosh, same with this Trico and Bulbasaur. They take me back. Even that Venusaur, like I don't know, there's something about the old art that just feels very special to me, you know? So kind of cool to be flicking back. These are just some that I look at that really make me really, really happy. As I said, I have a lot of like quote unquote bulk. This Legend Maker also actually Tangler. I really love this card too. I've had this card since I was a kid. Love that card. But yeah, a lot of like my bulk, I guess, or maybe the ones that I feel less attached to, I've put into binders and stuff. This Vulpix. This is actually the reprint. I do have the original Vulpix somewhere. I don't know where I put it. I think I might have had it in like a top load or somewhere, but there's actually a picture of me as a kid holding the original Vulpix of this when I was like maybe 4 or 5. So I really love that card. Like the original means a lot to me. So very, very cool. Once again, some holos, Holo Ho-Oh, Holo Arcanine. I really like these cards. They're not like full. They're obviously like not full like arts or anything like that, but I don't know. I like how these came out, how they sort of like didn't just stick to a box with this. I thought this was really, really cool. Here I have just some cards that I think are cute. Who could guess why? I have some Skitty and Sylveon cards, just random like little, you know, reverses or commons and uncommons and stuff that I really, really like. I really like those two Skitty cards very much. They're very cute to me. Once again, some cute random Eevee cards. I have this Azumarill again in here because I can. Swirlix, Clefairy, Meryl, just cute Pokemon back when we had our gorgeous fairy type in the TCG. I miss it so much. This is actually really cool because in the background of this picture of Jigglypuff is a pudding, and for those of you who don't know, Jigglypuff's name in Japanese is pudding, which is actually Japanese for pudding, which is very cute. Once again, more cute random cards, nostalgia cards, cards I like the art of, that just I see them and they make me happy. That Munchlax, for example, I don't know why, it always puts a smile on my face. It's a gorgeous card. I don't know what to tell you. Really, really cool stuff. Oh my gosh, Shaman. I love Shaman. This card is, oh, this holo. I love this card. This card is really, really nice. I don't know, something about it. I look at it and I'm like, that's a nice card. That card, that belongs in a book. I don't know why I think that. So I didn't put it in a book. More, you know, psychic types here. This Giratina, once again, very nostalgic card to me for some reason. I mean, I guess it's the time and the art of when I pulled them, you know, but very, very cool. More random cards that I like. Here we're getting into my little lily obsession. I wanted to do a whole binder that was just of like lilies. Because I actually, if you guys saw at the beginning, I had a Sun and Moon base set lily. I used to have like 7 of those, but I had to sell them. So now I only have the one, but I'm very appreciative of that one. That one's not going anywhere, so very, very happy to still have that because it's one of my favorite cards even to this day. And this is a little bonus section for those of you who care, but I don't have the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh collection. I only have a small amount of Yu-Gi-Oh cards from when I was a kid, but I did put them in here because I thought, why not? And these are like the 4 cards that like I really treasure that I have. This one is not from when I was a kid. These 2 are like my oldest cards in my own personal Yu-Gi-Oh collection that I have. I have Toon Dark Magician Girl and I have the regular Dark Magician Girl. I love these cards so much. This card was a card I purchased a little bit later in life, but I always wanted it. Injection Fairy Lily. This is from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I believe, is it Cyrus? Has this in his deck? I can't remember, but I remember seeing her in the TV show and I was like, I want her as a card, and I saw that she was a card and so I got her. And then this card is Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. This card, this is going to be a little emotional here at the end, but I actually found this card in a trading card shop for like $1. And it was after my dog Misty passed away, and I had a clear phone case and I was like, I don't know, I saw it and something about it just instantly struck me, and I think maybe because I was going through that grief with Misty, so I picked it up and I put it in the back of my phone case for a very long time. And it never got damaged, it never got wrecked. I kept it in a sleeve, but still, like, there was a good chance it could have got damaged, and it never did. And I've just decided that this is now going to be a part of my treasured personal collection, so that's why it's here. Here I have some of my Holo Energy cards, not all of them, but just some because I think they look nice. Some more of them because I think they look nice. What is that? Here I have some of my Ultra Prism cards. Gosh, I always forget what these are. I guess they're Prism cards. I don't know. It's been so long since I've opened Sun and Moon. And then here I have some more of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but this is from opening some of the 25th anniversary set. My favorite card I pulled, I think, was this Light and Darkness Dragon. I think it looks really awesome. Also, this little 𝒑𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒚, very cute. And ending it up on a few more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't know if any of these are good. They're holo, and so I will protect them. But with that, you guys, I have yapped for a long time. Hopefully, I mean, I don't think I'll over edit this too much, which is kind of redundant to stay at the end of the video because there's a lot of me talking in here. And this kind of video is probably for someone who wants to listen to me ramble, so I don't know who that is, but I hope whoever does watch this video does enjoy it, and maybe you kind of, you know, you get a bit of insight into my cards and my collection and how that all sort of looks. So I think that's pretty fun. Even though I take breaks from the Pokemon TCG, it's always been a part of my life, and I've always collected the cards, and you know, it's one of those things that's always made me happy, and I'm glad I'm able to share this hobby with other people who also enjoy it. It can be kind of expensive and tough to get cards at times, but whenever I do, I'm very thankful and grateful for what cards I do get, and I'm glad that I get to share them with an incredible audience who also enjoys the same hobby. But I have talked your ear off, and I think I'm probably going to be losing my voice very shortly after this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I know I definitely enjoyed making this. I hope that you guys don't mind how the video came out. I'm hoping this time I can use this. I just knocked the camera. I'm hoping that I can use the footage from this time because, like I said, I've tried to film this video so many times. Hopefully this is okay. I hope you enjoyed. That is enough for me, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!